is going down, everybody. It's time for the hype. This is episode number 196 coming at you. We're close. We're getting close to 200. It's kind of ironic that episode 200 falls when we're going to be at the National and also on my birthday at the same time. So
wow.
We'll see what happens with that if we're going to do it at the National, or we may postpone it, but details to come because we're going to have a blast for the 200th episode. And we got to do it up big, right? Not many podcasts get to 200, right? So we got to do it big. But speaking of the National, we are going to be at the National this year. We're going to have 2 booths inside the Case Breaker Pavilion. We got 2 brand new shirts we'll be giving away, and there's going to be a hype shirt. So for you guys that are listening to the hype, come by the Mojobreak Media booth. We find out how you can get your new spanking hype shirt at the National, and then Mojobreak will have the new logo at the Mojobreak booth as well. So, but for this episode, we got a giveaway coming up, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be giving away a box of tops. We're also going to name the winner from last week. So thank you guys for keeping those comments coming. I really enjoy those comments. I like looking through, see what people think, prospects. I heard some great prospect names last week, so I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys doing that. We're going to talk about 2020 Noir today. We're going to talk about Dechambeau. We're going to talk about some exclusives. We're also going to talk about the news that just dropped that the NCAA athletes can profit off their name and likeness starting Thursday. It's craziness. So, C-Rad, what's going down? How's the Peloton going, buddy?
Very, very well, man.
Looks like you're sponsored by it. You
Yeah,
got
right
the
here.
cup right there.
It's my only water bottle right now, so it's going good, man. Because if I didn't have that Peloton, I'd just be doing nothing. Honest to God, I don't get much exercise, even though I really should. But ever since I got that machine, it's been 4 weeks straight now, baby.
Hit me up, guys. I'm Mojobreak on the Peloton network. So if you want to go on a ride or check out
We're not getting
stats.
paid. We're not getting paid for this. I'm not.
I might be. I worked on a deal on the side.
getting paid.
I worked on the deal on the side.
So this angle, I'm looking over there, looking on the playback. Dude, I'm huge. It's the biggest I've ever been.
Wait, what?
No, look,
Why?
I'm like, compared to Doug, I'm like 4 inches taller than
Because
him.
you raised your
Oh,
your
right,
seat.
the chairs.
Dude,
yeah,
look
the
at
chair.
that.
I need to get
Look
on,
at that.
I need to get on.
Last week I was
Dude,
feeling a little
people are going to
off
see us at the
on
National and be
regular
like,
chair.
I thought Doug was like 4'11".
I thought Dan was 6'7".
I am. It's going to blow your mind when you see me.
Oh, man. But, back to the Peloton. That design of that cup is lame. When you're riding, you have to unscrew it.
Yeah.
They should have had a squirt bottle.
Well, like some of the instructors will have the square bottles, right? And then I'm like, where'd they get those, dude?
I know. I don't want to have to unscrew it every time I have to take a drink. But back to Dan being huge. You've been growing lately, or
Dude, apparently. Thought I was growing out wide, but it looks like the height's kicking in finally. It's been a while. Been waiting for that final growth spurt.
Absolutely, man. I wish I could grow a little bit. I think I'm shrinking, but I used to be 6 foot. Now I'm like 5'10".
So let's National, huh?
Yeah, and you
Is
just
that,
said
oh wait,
that
no,
breaking.
we're not talking about the National.
No, we
first.
are. We're still
we
talking
are
about
talking
the
about the day passes. The general admission day passes are still available. The VIP is still available, but it looks like the admission for the full event. So I guess it would be Wednesday through Sunday. Online passes sold out.
It's crazy.
So how many people are we gonna see there, Doug? We're gonna see 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, 800,000. How many?
I think it's upwards of 100,000 over the course of a weekend. I mean, it's going to be more than that because I think last National, the attendance now over the course of the entire show was
like
90,000. No, it was 90,000.
60?
I heard it was 90,000. I don't know if
Over
we
the
had
course of
fact
the
check.
show.
Yeah, over the course of the show, it was
What
90,000.
did they say at peak? I'm guessing weekend.
I don't know.
We're there at one.
Right, and I don't know what capacity. Are they going to have a guy counting numbers at the door, saying like, all right,
Because
we're at.
on the weekend. It's gonna be
It's going to be lit.
yeah,
Is that what the kids say? Lit?
yeah.
I think they did 10 years ago.
Rich AF up in there. That's what's going to be going down. So I'm getting hip.
a lot of cash spending.
Will,
AF.
are you sure? Are you sure there's gonna be a lot of cash spending?
Yeah.
You really?
Yep.
Dropping C notes.
I don't know. We have a little segment coming up later. Maybe we can dive into it.
What? I dip, you dip, we dip?
I'm dipping.
Oh man, I'm excited for it. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people going, so we'll see. But we've all been locked down during this pandemic, especially for card collectors. I mean,
We can't talk about that. We're gonna.
Oh,
We just
the
got blocked.
pandy.
Yeah,
The
great.
pandy.
Oh, you said it this time.
There goes our ad revenue.
You gotta have a quarter jar for that or something. Like a swear jar.
It's about as much as we make in the ad revenue anyway.
A pandy. We gotta have a code word for it. Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, I haven't been to a show, but we are going to the Colorado show. The 9th is like a little warm up to the national. I hear there's people literally walking up to booths and saying, "Are you buying?" There's like a lot of people just trying to sell things as opposed to people trying to buy things. I'm going to be trying to buy. If you're in Colorado, I'm going to be trying to buy your carts. If you're at the National, I'm going to be trying to buy your carts. And we'll talk about that going into this next segment, which is staying optimistic during the dip. I was just browsing through social media. I got a lot of card accounts on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Everybody talking about the dip. You know what it is? Everybody's being negative. It's like, why are we being negative over something we love? We all have cards. I can understand if you're going to quit. If you're like, I'm done with the hobby, go ahead and talk about the dip. Go ahead and talk about how your card isn't worth as much as it used to be. But we all love it. So why are we talking about it in a negative fashion? Why are we talking about the dip so much? So this is the last time, unless we're talking about, Lay's potato chips, or we're talking about I dip, you dip, we dip, and then that's the only time we're going to be talking about the dip. I'm not going to be talking about the dip on here anymore. Because
you ever buy a brand new...
I love the hobby. Why do I want to talk about something negatively?
You ever buy a brand new car, showing it off to some friends, and you're just like, I bought this, and now it's worth $8,000 less than when I drove it off the lot? Have you ever done that? No, you wouldn't do that, right?
But you probably have a friend that's be like, damn, you lost $8,000 driving that off the lot, bro.
Yeah, true. You have, and then you just don't talk to them.
And those
you don't need that type of negativity around you.
That's the people that's talking about the dip in the card collecting community. It's like they're like, oh, you spent this much for the Michael Jordan rookie? Ha ha! Look at what is that?
You're dumb.
But do people do that with houses? Like, I mean, I know houses generally go up, but in
not here. Here it's the opposite. I don't know. It's straight to the moon with the prices. I don't.
Right. So
there is no
let's
dip.
just say you bought a house in 07 right before the crash. Were you having people like hit you up and be like, I looked up your house. It's worth $200,000 less.
Or you just knock on people's door and just knock on it and be like, nice house. It's worth $200,000 less.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I bet you're happy that came and knocked on your door. Like, we actually had a guy that on your Stars and Stripes that you hit, by the way, he hit a Stars and Stripes, Justin Herbert out of National Treasures over the weekend.
A.K.A. Sherbert.
Yep, the number to 20. You guys know that's one of the prime cards of Justin Herbert, and there's only 20 of them made. So, yes, I was posting it on Instagram, and I looked at sales, and I saw 3 sales, and I wanted to put how much one sold for. So what are you going to do? You're going to pick the highest one, right? When you're promoting something, you promote yourself, you're going to pick the one that sold the highest.
Well, you're trying to get people to click on it, right?
Exactly.
You want to get some eyeballs on it.
So I said one sold for $45K, and then this guy was like, there was a couple after that sold for $28, so it's probably a $20,000 card now. It's like, he ended it with that. He put it in, he went, meh. But there's 20 of them made. So how do you know if the rest of the people that have one are holding out for $100,000? You don't know that. So it's like the guy just jumped in, wanted to be negative for no apparent reason. Like, there's literally no reason. He wasn't going to buy it. The guy that hit it wasn't going to sell it to him. So it's like, why? So it just made me realize, like, we're all just being like, we were on this massive high of these cards selling for massive amounts of money, and it was easy for people to jump in and flip a card a month later and make money. So those people are now the negative Nancys, and they're not able to make as quick and easy money, and they're starting to fade away, leaving us true hobbyists still around. So if you plan on being in this hobby for a long period of time, who cares about the dip?
I mean, I get it. I've been trying to be positive in general. It's a lot easier said than done.
But you ain't the type of person that's going to be like, that card's not worth, it's not worth your time, right? So there's a lot of people out there.
It depends. It sounds like you value my time more than I value my own time. It may actually be worth my time. I don't know.
It may be worth your time to go talk negatively on somebody else's Instagram post.
Oh, I just got done talking about how much I couldn't do Instagram because I can't stand the platform. So you're right. I wouldn't. It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
Not because I wouldn't do it, mostly because I just don't want to learn it.
Get off my lawn.
And I think for, like, those of us that has been back in the hobby for for a good amount of time now, like within the last decade. Like this slide says, staying optimistic during the dip. It's like it's a perfect, and I've actually heard. What's funny enough, like I didn't click on the video, but I saw the title. Like this is a perfect time to buy cards now if you're long term in this hobby. And guess who made a video and said the exact same thing? I just saw it yesterday.
Me?
I didn't click it, but Mr. Everybody's favorite, Gary V. Perfect time to buy into the market right now. Perfect time to buy sports cards.
Exactly. Or maybe you just like holding on to your cards too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you bought a card,
Maybe you just like cards, bro.
right? Yeah. If you still like Luka, why does it matter that the Luka other ones are cheaper now? Why can't you just buy another one? I mean, it makes. If you were willing to buy it $1,100,
Cost average it down. Now you can get it at $6. So now cost average it down. We do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
We justify it with breaks. We do. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Busta says just haters. Ron's actually surprised that you mentioned positive with your name. Do you have any retort on that one? Are you positive, Dan?
So beginning of May, I was like, I'm going to be positive for the full month. And that lasted about 8 hours. So then June, I was like, I think I'm going to try it again. It lasted another 8 hours. So July, actually, I'm not even going to do it because I'm going to the National. There's no way. Let's October.
Well, and you also got to remember too that maybe some of these people that are promoting these ideas that these cards are going down are trying to buy your card. You ever think about that?
There's definitely some of that.
If I walked in and I was trying to buy like a car, I'd be like, yeah, I heard there's a bunch of recalls on these cars, I
heard there's a chip shortage.
Exactly. Yeah,
Now,
chip shortage in computers.
Now, I do agree with Conrad, though. I think it's a great time to buy.
Yeah.
Buy those Zion rookies. Buy those Luka rookies. Why not? I mean, and we're focusing on basketball because I think basketball is where the most substantial dip has happened.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dip every time when it comes to this time of the year.
Yeah,
all the
absolutely.
time.
Absolutely.
The season's not going on. What is Luka going to do right now to increase his prices? What's Zion going to do to increase his prices? There's 4 teams playing right now.
Right. Exactly.
It happens.
And there's
it happens
really
It happens every year. It did not happen last year because we were in a pandemic and everybody was
ran together.
I said it again.
I know. I thought you.
I
I
did it.
I thought you were gonna say Pandy.
We were locked down. We're locked down.
You said it though.
I did.
Hell, man.
We're locked down. We couldn't go anywhere. We had to spend money on something. We were buying cards, and everybody was buying cards. So we didn't see the off-season dip, but we're seeing it now. We're back to regular life. It's okay.
Yeah.
And it's not a crash, though. People aren't saying that. Also, you got to consider baseball. There's players that are doing really, really well, but they're not rookies this year. So you're not able to really go back and buy a 2018. You can, but the new stuff that's coming out, none of those guys have really kind of popped off yet. I also want to play a little impromptu. We don't have a slide for this, but I heard a rumor. This guy, and you may have seen it. You guys may have seen it on Twitter. There's a guy.
Heard a rumor. Have a guy.
that the guy that has the Fernando Tatis 20. So you already know. So I'll ask you, Brad. There's a guy that has the 2016 Bowman Chrome Superfractor of Fernando Tatis. Right, the number one card to own of Fernando Tatis. How much do you think somebody would offer him for him to sell the Fernando Tatis Superfractor? 400K. Somebody offered him.
Wow.
Somebody offered this guy $2 million, and he turned it down.
Millie.
So, but we're in a dip, though, right, guys? We're in a dip. We got people that are willing to spend, and it's allegedly. I mean, this is allegedly, but the guy had a picture and he said, "Hey, somebody offered me $2 million for this card, and I turned it down because that's how much I believe in Fernando Tatis."
Well, the 18 Bowman Ohtani Superfractor sold for $180,000.
Yeah, that's a steal.
It was what, in 2019, I think.
Yeah, we were laughing.
We were laughing at it, going, "Wow,
somebody wasted their money."
That deal of the century.
Bro.
Deal of the century now.
$2 million.
$2 million.
Oh, you're
Fernando.
I was on.
He's
the Ohtani.
no, he's shook. He's shook right now.
You know what this reminds me of, actually? Remember that guy who was wearing the Ben Simmons 101 gold standard around his necklace? And he turned down $100,000.
Yeah, we were doing the height. He probably wants that back. He wants that.
He wants that offer
He wants
back?
that $100,000 back.
That was $2 million. You got to take it, right? If somebody offered you $2 million,
Ah, man, it could only go up. He is actually in that card. He's on the White Sox.
yeah. But you could probably buy almost the full rainbow for like
Well, you can't.
700,000,
Can't
except
get
for
the-
the. You know what I'm saying?
can't get the superfractor.
But I'm saying, say you sold it, you took the $2 million, you could just buy
What
all
if-
the other ones.
What about NFTs? Was that still a thing, or was that like 2 weeks ago? What
Cody,
if,
NFTs?
what if he made an NFT of that card? What do you think he can get for it?
I don't know.
A digital version of that card.
of the superfractor.
Of the superfractor.
Oh.
Now,
I had to be
At least 20,
20 grand, right?
at least 30.
I can't judge the guy. Now, if he has money like that, right, then $2 million really is nothing to him, then I get it. But that's got to be one of the craziest things I've heard
Busta said he'd sell and retire,
in terms of price.
and plus
in a
the
while.
You want the definition of diamond hands.
Yeah,
It's that guy.
yeah.
That guy.
What did the trout go for? Was it 4 million?
Yeah,
4.5
$4 million. So that's why he's
Half
like,
of a trout basically is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why you don't take the 2 million personally.
I think I would not believe that the $2 million would be real. Like I would think that it's like you're
$2
joking.
million.
You're joking. $2 million. And you tell your friend you sold one single card from 2016 for $1 million. $2 million. Cody, how do you stay optimistic during the dip?
Cody, how do you dip?
As you said, I dip, you dip, dipping dots. We got all sorts of way. We don't use dip anymore in baseball, of course. That's we don't do that. But anyway,
Oh, that's right.
yeah, that's gone. I think we use those like coffee grinds now. I remember they were throwing those around for a while. You guys remember that?
I've had those.
Yeah. Anyway, I put them on the slide. A couple of reasons why to be optimistic. For me, I mean, Dan, you kind of said it. Like basketball season ends, most of the teams are out, so yeah, there's going to be less interest. The moment Trevor Lawrence throws his first pass in a preseason game, I feel like everything is going to go right back up. Like football is going to change everything. We've all been saying maybe we're overhyping it, but I genuinely believe football is going to be absolutely crazy,
Bonkers.
like we've never seen before.
Yes,
this
sir.
season.
I can't wait for the season.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you got leather wood.
Not just for my team. I just mean just like in general. Like this football season is gonna be amped up, bro.
Yeah.
Especially what we're coming out of it now. Like we can get
Fans,
the
yeah,
games.
yep.
We have an exciting group of rookies.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like this season
Got
is
2
gonna
new
be
stadiums.
amazing. Yeah.
Oh, well, you count the Raiders as one of those?
Yeah, well,
It's not technically new, but
if nobody's been able to go in there, it's new.
true. What's the other new stadium? Oh, the Rams. That's right. You guys got a new stadium too.
SoFi.
That's insane. I can't believe they gave you guys a new stadium. Are you sharing
got-
with the Chargers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got roommates?
roommates.
Super Bowl in LA this year?
Super Bowl's
It
in
is.
Okay, it's going to be at SoFi. All right.
and
awesome.
it's going to be I'm calling it. I'm
Damn,
calling
the
it.
stars align.
I'm calling
Raiders
it.
are gonna be in
Oh.
the Super Bowl.
I'm
You
calling
think I
it.
make a prediction?
Make a prediction right now. In LA. Rams Chargers.
No.
No.
Oh, imagine that though.
No.
Imagine that.
Rams Raiders because we're LA originals.
Imagine that though. If there was a Rams Chargers Super Bowl in LA,
Chargers are not even gonna win. Like
it wouldn't really matter because
2
people would come
games.
up from San Diego anyway. It'd be like
it'd be San Diego Bowl.
San Diego Bowl.
Maybe the '94 reunion. Maybe San Diego versus San Francisco.
The Rams have a chance. I'm not just being a homer. They got a chance.
You guys do have the baddest man on the planet. I mean, he is I think 38 years old now, but he might still have a couple good seasons left in him. So we'll see. You guys, who do you guys start off with? Who do the Rams start off with?
The Bears.
The Bears. And then the Raiders play the Ravens on Monday night, which we may be going.
Which
We may be going.
which is September 13th.
Oh, it's actually on your birthday.
It's
Is
on
Monday
my
night?
birthday.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
So I
You
don't
kinda
know-
have
I don't
to
know
go.
if they're gonna have like a parade for me at the Levi at the at
Allegiant?
At Levi, they would.
what's it called?
Allegiant.
Allegiant?
Allegiant.
The Las Vegas Raiders Stadium.
Yep. And I just got back from there, and there's a lot of Raider stuff. A lot of Raider
Blacked out.
stuff.
I love it. I love to see it.
And there's that stadium. I mean, as much as it's a nice stadium. It's all black. Looks like it's gonna fly somewhere. I mean, it's pretty incredible. I can't wait to see the inside. I can't wait to be able to like place a bet, and then actually I can place a bet from my phone while I'm walking there now,
Or while we're in there,
While you're in there, yeah. I mean, you should be able to. We thought that they were gonna put slots in the stadium, but they actually allow you to bet on your phone now when you're in Vegas, even if you're not a Nevada resident.
What if they put slots in your seat?
They could.
Just right on the back headrest. You're just like,
I would. If I was allowed to.
You're like, dude, can you stop spinning the wheel on my head?
dude, person's like, can you switch me seats? This machine hasn't been kicking over here. I need to.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's all about that. All right. Well, 2020 Noir drops Friday, and Noir's one of those brands that, when it came around, it was meant to be for the international market. It was an international only product, and quickly morphed into just a product for everybody. They started distributing in the U.S. And every year, it's been one of those things. It's found a home with the frame cards. It's found a home with the spotlights. I think the spotlights are the number one card to really get in there. Yep. Now they have the sneaker spotlights, which just shows, LeBron's shoes or a player that's able to sign maybe Steph's shoes with an autograph. Just really cool black and white kind of sets. And I know C-Rad, I know it doesn't top impeccable for you.
Yeah.
I know it's pretty high on your list. Tell everybody why they should look into getting into some Noir NBA breaks on Mojobreak.com.
Shoot, man. Same thing I mentioned over the weekend because we were talking about Noir with the upcoming release. Generally, Noir is that very high-end product that actually gives you some of your value back. Where if you compare it to something like an NT Flawless and Immaculate, where they're super expensive and then only a handful of guys that are getting in are gonna get something worth anything, right?
Right.
Where Noir is priced at a point, especially with 4-box case, where it's giving you more than an Impeccable that only has 3 boxes, and it's cheaper than the other high-end guys, but it is a high-end product. So it's always one of those products I think is a fan favorite for basketball collectors. Obviously, the spotlights are beautiful, beautiful cards. So it fits nicely in that high end mold, but it's gives you a little bit more value than NT Immaculate or Flawless.
And overseas, I see a lot of they did the Chinese New Year jerseys that one year with the Rockets and the Warriors.
Yeah, that was dope.
But I hear overseas, that's the number one product. Fans in Japan and across over there in Asia, they all love Noir, and it does really well in their shops. They buy it by the 10, 20 cases at a time.
Yep.
I heard stories of a guy that bought 70 cases in Japan and was opening it up at the shop.
The jerseys.
And tossing the jerseys, only looking for the spotlights, only looking for the frame cards, and just, spend a cool, I don't know, what would that be probably back then, cool $180,000, on 70 cases, and
couple $100,000.
it was nothing to be a boss, for that guy. But yeah, I mean, it's 7 autographs or memorabilia cards in each box. So you're getting 28 hits in the break. You really don't have that kind of in most products these days, right?
No.
Unless it's an NT, which is going to be 5 or 6 times the price.
Substantially more expensive.
So we'll see if LaMelo actually has the live auto. That's been the great mystery of the year is, when's this kid going to sign? He ain't playing anymore. Are we going to get some live autos here at some point? I mean...
Yeah, I'm getting even more so that we talked about this 2-3 months ago. I'm getting a little bit more worried about the LaMelo situation, but it'd be a great surprise. One of these next pre-products, man. If he just had a live auto, maybe in something at least by I think NT is supposed to come out next month. If he has a live NT RPA, that would just be my dream.
Well, what are they going to do at Flawless? They have to really push it by then, right?
But they have until October to get that set together.
It will, as far as NT, if he's not live in it, it's going to extremely affect the hold value.
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
NT. NT, I don't know what it is pre-selling for at the moment.
It's 4.
But 4
or 5,000 a box, I think.
It's a little high.
Yeah.
But definitely not as high as it was last year.
Last year it came out.
But if he is not live in it, I could see that going to $2,500 a box.
I don't know about that low because even the redemption RPA, I that's it's got to be at least Luka level when he came out, 15, 20.
But I think people are going to be. And a lot of people are going to be ripping it because they're going to be scared to hold on to it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Until they start seeing some type of redemption being fulfilled by LaMelo.
Right. Yeah. So I don't think, like I said, we've talked about in prior podcasts, I don't remember another athlete besides maybe not even a Julio Jones. Julio Jones had more autos throughout the year. That's had no autos pretty much throughout the year. Has been a
Chase
redemption the whole
Young.
time.
He's been a redemption.
But he
then
had
towards
some
the end of the
live.
year,
Yeah,
he
he
ended
had
up
some
becoming
live.
live.
Same
Yeah.
thing with Ayuk. I think Ayuk had live towards the end of the year.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting. I mean, Flawless will be a disaster if they don't have LaMelo in there, right? Because you can't. That's the one product you can't put a redemption in. Speaking of, you may be thinking, like, hey, the 2021 season's pretty much winding up here. How many more products do we got left? We got NT, obviously.
38.
We got 38.
A lot.
We got a lot still. I feel
Probably-
like we
I-
usually have less at this time, but I think we got started
we're
late.
gonna have probably 12, maybe.
Noir, Select, Optic, Contenders Optic, NT,
Elite,
Immaculate,
elite
Flawless,
basketball,
Chronicles.
elite basketball.
Chronicles. Okay, we can keep going, like Mosaic.
Immaculate. Did we say that already?
Yeah, Immaculate.
Um,
1-and-1.
What
yeah,
if they do
Encased.
another?
Eminence.
What if they do another Hoops Premium?
Yeah.
Hoops
no problem.
Premium.
Or what if they
Clearly
do?
Don Russ.
Yeah.
What clearly Donruss? What if they do a Prism Black like they did with?
Prism Black. You're right on the money with that one, dude. They're gonna come out with the Prism Black.
See, I thought
There will be a Prism Black as a standalone product at some point.
Yeah. It might be with basketball. I was actually thinking it might be genius for them because we all are wondering what's going on with the Panini VIP party. Usually we have some info by now. I thought it would be smart if they were just made a Prism Black set only for the National, Prism Black basketball, made a short run of it, and made that how you qualify for the National.
How do you buy it?
Yeah. I mean, either direct or maybe the major retailers that are going to be there are going to have enough inventory, so it gives them.
So
a
you
reason.
gotta buy it through a DA or through a blowout,
Right.
Or through a Steel City.
You're right. Yeah. And then if you wanted to get this VIP, you have to buy like $10K worth of it. If you want to get the Super VIP, you got to buy $25K worth of it.
Sounds like you work for Panini.
Bring me in. I'm full of good ideas.
Sounds like
You know,
sounds
put me
like
on the
you
payroll.
You got a little. You're in the pipeline.
Hey,
You'll be
Panini.
the sixth man.
Hey, Panini. Don't you be a meanie.
I don't think there's gonna be a party, Doug.
I think they'll find a way to party for the biggest.
I think
national
everybody's
they're
gonna have.
ever
I think everybody's gonna find a way to party, but I don't think they're gonna have an actual VIP party.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean,
It'd be crushing.
Onyx has already taken it away.
Onyx does have a pretty sweet party on Thursday.
Thursday, you got Ocho Cinco, you got Frank Gore, and there's somebody else,
Randy Johnson
Randy Johnson.
and Fergie Jenkins will be at the Onyx party on Thursday.
Is
but
that
you
all
got-
they just announced so far, or are they adding
That's
more?
Onyx party, but it's like $900 to get in, and I think they give you a
800.
$8.99.
Oh, 900.
Yeah, $900.
It's a good deal.
Unless it was $7.99, I could be wrong, but it's around there. It's between $7.99 and $8.99.
Where,
I'll have
and
to-
it's at D&B.
Dave and Buster's there. So yeah, I think you can purchase tickets through Onyx's website for that.
Is that including drinks?
Yes, drinks, food, and
Drinks
prize
and food?
packets. Yeah.
Can
yeah.
you eat and drink $900 worth of stuff, Doug?
I'm assuming there's gonna be some cards involved. I could. I don't know.
You could try. I mean,
It'll be a lot of wings.
If they have bottles
Lot.
of Patron Platinum there, it'll be worth it.
A couple of them, yeah. That'd be it. That'd be it. But make sure you guys check out Mojobreak.com for your breaks. We have a lot of Noir coming up. You can pre-sell your teams. We also have, there was 2 soccer releases this week. We have the UEFA, or the Euro Mosaic that we did today. We also have some more tomorrow and Friday as well. And then dropping on Friday, we have the finest Champions League, which that stuff's been bonkers with the Jude Bellinghams and the Messi autos, stuff like that to chase. Those boxes are like $600. So you join a break for a fraction of the cost over at Mojobreak.com. And then you can also head over to MojobreakShop.com if you want to get sealed boxes. We got new pre-orders on the website of Ginter. Ginter's up there for pre-sale, so if you want to get a low price on Ginter. We also have Gypsy Queen available on MojobreakShop.com as well. So get those boxes shipped right to your door. So go and check out MojobreakShop.com. We're going to talk a little Dechambeau. We're going to talk golf. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time in the history of the show that we've talked golf in the 200 episodes that we've done. But we're going to talk golf today because Dechambeau, Bryson, the guy that looks like he could pick up a house, he signed an exclusive deal with Leaf. Exclusive deal with Leaf. So you will not be seeing, and it's funny that Upper Deck was like, we're not going to make any products for 5 years for golf. We're going to start rolling them out, and we're going to start pimping out Bryson Dechambeau. At least nah. We're signing them to a exclusive. You will not see any cards of Bryson Dechambeau in Upper Deck products anymore. What do you think?
Well, let me tell you what I think, Doug. 3 products that came out. There's still SP Authentic that's going to come out. It'll be the last one. You had SP Game Used.
You don't think they're going to do it exquisite?
No, they're not. There's only 3.
They've
Confirmed.
that? Okay.
I'm in the pipeline.
All right.
I'm in the pipeline, UD pipeline. Or I read it on a blog somewhere. I don't know. Pretty sure 3 products, though. Now, those products might be something that you will want to hold.
Could be.
If you're looking at DeChambeau and going, the UD card is the cards that you're going to want to get.
Well, but there is no licensing with golf, right? So essentially,
there isn't. But do you value UD's brand being the first card more so than Leaf's brand being the 4th card?
Well,
and no, not throwing shade on Brian Gray here and Leaf, but he is going to utilize this deal.
yes.
And there will be a fair amount of DeChambeau autos. Probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised
Depending on what the deal's worth.
if it's across a majority of his products.
Now, do we think that SP Authentic will not contain Bryson Dechambeau autos? Or
I think it will.
They probably
I think
Yeah,
it
product's
will.
done,
I think it will.
Yeah. So that would be the one, because if you look back at the history, the Tiger Woods auto you want is out of SP Authentic, right?
Yeah.
So that's the pinnacle of the golf card that you'd want. So so at that point, why does it even matter that they signed him to an exclusive, other than that, in prior years?
I think they got beef. I think
do.
the 2 manufacturers may have beef.
I mean, for Upper Deck's part, I'm
Beef
glad
sandwiches.
they were able to get him on those first 3 products, right? At least for the rest of time, like you were saying, like his first card is going to be the Upper Deck, and especially the SP Authentic. That's super important. So, yeah, I guess we'll be seeing this full in Pop Century.
It's going to be Pop Century. He's going to be in Lumber Kings,
Lumber.
Yeah, they're going to find game use stuff,
Trinity Baseball. Ultimate
They did that with
draft,
Jack.
Ultimate Draft Football.
He did that with Jack Eichel, though. He did that. He made it worth it, his while. Now, I don't know. I'm going to say something that's probably unpopular. And as we're looking at the slide, you guys that are listening to the audio, you can't see the slide. But the slide has a Bryson Dechambeau card Pro Set, because if you don't know, Leaf now makes Pro Set from back in the day. I do not like Pro Set cards. I'm sorry. I don't like that design.
Why?
That's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
I don't know. I don't like it. It screams like it's cheap to me.
I love
because
Pro
I
Set.
remember Pro Set was so available in such an abundance, and it was never worth anything. It had great photography.
It was chromed over.
I probably would. Yeah, Pro Set Chrome would be a game changer. I don't know. You can hate me now, hate me later. I'm not a fan of the Pro Set design. Are you guys?
Yes, because it does take me back to my childhood.
I like
pretty much.
I like it. It brings it back.
Maybe I
It's
got.
It's fresh and new.
Maybe I got grounded or got my Nintendo taken away, and I remember I gotta look through these damn Pro Set cards, and that's why I don't like it.
No. I'm gonna tell you exactly. I'm gonna break it down exactly why you can't stand Pro Set. Because everybody who you've been in contact with in the last 10 years who found out that you were in the sports card industry
Yeah, I get
said,
that.
"Hey
I get
man,
that point.
I got some
Yeah,
old
that's
cards,
probably it.
and here's a stack of cards, and almost certain
90%.
there was a bunch of Pro Set in there, and you're just like, now I have to have this awkward conversation and telling you that your cards are worth nothing,
Yeah.
and now I hate you, Pro Set.
Yeah.
It's your fault."
Cody, what do you think? Pro Set? Are you a fan of the Pro Set design?
Just for nostalgic purposes, yeah. But I mean, there's better looking cards. To me, it's more just the nostalgia, less about the, it's stuff that's so bad it's good in a way. But I wouldn't go that far. It's just it just brings it back for like when you're a kid and that's what you remember opening.
Yeah, I mean, I get it from a
So
design.
bad it's good.
From a design standpoint, it's not Tops or Upper Deck back in the day, right?
Right.
So,
But
yeah,
but some things need to be like, they need to stay in the past. Like, that's retro. Like, he's coming out. He's like, I signed Bryson Dechambeau. Why don't we put a Leaf Metal card of him? Because that's the Leaf Metal is what he created.
We're in the Wild West right now in this industry. Like, in the last 6 months, we've had Pro Set come back. We had Wild Card come back.
wild card. That was wild.
See, SB's with me. Pro Set should have never came back. It's the end of the era of the garbage.
Who
where
who has the Pinnacle license? I think it's I thought it was Panini.
I think it was Panini. Yeah, they don't.
Because they still do the Pinnacle inscriptions.
Yeah, and then they did have some standalones. I think back in 13-14, wasn't there a 13-14 Pinnacle? There were some Giannis cards there, which man. Speaking of Giannis, I know we're off topic, but man, that sucks.
Injury, yeah.
Yeah, maybe might be better for Trae Young and
I think
his
he's
rookie
fine.
cards. Huh?
I think he's fine.
You think he's gonna play?
I think he's gonna play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
next year.
said at least it's not serious. It's
No,
not super serious injury.
Is he out for sure?
Yes.
He's
no
out for sure.
structural damage,
Yeah.
but he will
Oh,
be
he's
out
out.
the rest of the series. Yeah.
Oh, late breaking. Okay, never mind. He's not
he's
coming
out.
back.
Yeah.
He's not coming. He's not coming
Yeah, you
back.
didn't
But
see
he
it?
should be able to play next year. Is what it
I
sounds
saw the injury, but he came back to the bench, and then he went back to the locker room. And I was like, oh, he's walking around like hobbling a little bit, but I was like, oh, maybe he'll be fine for the next game.
Yeah.
But it looked bad.
I mean,
It looked bad.
right before he was injured, everybody and their mom pretty much said, Bucks are gonna get to the finals. They might even win because they're the best team left in the playoffs right now, with Giannis. And then now that he's injured, and Hawks have this opportunity to get to the finals, an easier road, if anything.
Man.
Dude, the guy. Remember when we sat here like 2 months ago, and I was like, on ESPN, that guy that bet 50,000 at the house was gonna win the finals.
It's looking pretty good right now.
It's getting pretty close.
He probably didn't want it. He was like, I don't want to promote an injury.
He's getting
but-
pretty close,
I
man.
I don't think I love watching the Hawks. I think they're
And you're a
exciting
big
to
Trae
watch,
Young fan.
and I love Trae Young. I don't think that they beat either the Suns or the Clippers.
Clippers without Kawhi.
They're still winning.
Well, Trae Young's injured too, so we got to see if he's going to be able to come back and play because I think he was ruled out, or he was obviously ruled out yesterday and play
I
yesterday.
mean that series is what 3-2 now. They're playing tonight.
No, they're not. They don't play back to back, right? Are you talking about the Clippers?
The Clippers,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. They're tonight. And then
But
the next,
it's 3-2, right?
Yeah.
I like the Clippers to tie up the series. I think it's going to 7.
And Paul George is going to miss some free throws and lose the
Yeah,
game.
pretty much. But there's no. If you're new to this hobby, Leaf and Upper Deck have been beefing for a while now. They've been signing exclusive players back and forth. It kind of all started the Connor McDavid rookie year, 15-16, when Leaf had Connor McDavid signed to like was kind of like a minor league deal, like an AHL set, and then Connor was basically told, this is what I heard, Connor was basically told because he wasn't going to sign an exclusive with Upper Deck. He's like, well, Leaf's paying me some money. I want to be able to sign for Leaf. And Leaf was kind of cool with the fact that, like, hey, we could both have Connor, right? Well, Upper Deck kind of forced the hand, used the Players Association to basically say, like, you're going to have to sign exclusive with Upper Deck. And he did. So kind of at that point, Leaf was like, hey, that's messed up. Free market, right? So then Leaf signs next year, I think he signs Nico Hischier to an exclusive. He signs Jack Eichel that same year to an exclusive. And he basically pulls players away from Upper Deck. So this kind of adds to the saga of the, we don't like each other. We're going to sign your guy. I'm going to sign your guy type situation.
And Panini has been in the mix as well. They signed Capo Caco and the other Rangers rookie.
Well, and Panini, yes.
and Panini-
Upper Deck is kind of like, they like you. Like, they're like, we're stirring the pot.
Upper Deck signed Ben Simmons and
Miles Bridges.
Timothy Mozgov.
Miles Bridges. Also,
I mean,
Daniel Gafford, I think, maybe. Daniel Gafford, more recently.
Yeah.
And as
Garland, right? Darius Garland?
Darius
Darius
Garland.
Garland.
Darius Garland is what I'm thinking of. Maybe not Gafford. But you can see Upper Deck has kind of a portfolio of some great athletes, but they don't have the licenses in those sports. They have Michael Jordan, obviously. They have his exclusive. They have LeBron James, which there's going to be some.
But Luka also signed for Upper Deck.
He did back in the day.
He was an
His
exquisite.
rookie year.
Yeah, and they're
Or not, it was
LeBron James and the
Goodwin.
Toon Squad. There's going to be a set coming out from Upper Deck. There's going to be LeBron James cards in the monster uniform.
Oh, I'm there for that.
They should have
Space
it.
Jam 2.
I'm there for
Dual
that.
auto Jordan LeBron.
Ooh, both Space Jam.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be the
thought you were
closest
about
thing.
to say dual auto LeBron and Bugs Bunny. I'm like, man, I'm all about that. Right now. Let's go.
How about Daffy Duck, right?
Oh, man, you just
Yeah,
got me hyped
a
up
triple
now.
auto. Let's do it.
Toon Squad, Jordan and LeBron, that's lit.
Yeah, and they also have Tiger, as you see there. Upper Deck does. They have Wayne Gretzky do an exclusive. They do have the hockey license, but they cannot make basketball cards because they do not have the Players Association license, or they don't have the collegiate license anymore. So, it kind of messes. I mean, we talk about this every now and again, and it's kind of like, the collector at the end of the day kind of falters because you have these exclusives. You can't get Michael Jordan cards made by Panini. We'll have LeBron James cards until once he retires. They won't be able to use him because he's Upper Deck exclusive. So, it's like you can't have everything in one because of all these exclusives. So, obviously, I hate exclusives, but it's even worse when you got like just guys just trying to sign these draft picks and stuff like that.
Okay, you just made me realize something. So Panini can only keep making LeBron cards until he retires, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not part of the Players Association anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
So does that add like some credibility to the people that are like, we're only, because we always make fun of those guys. Oh, 20th year LeBron, blah blah blah. But it's like, if we're not getting a infinite amount of LeBron base cards at this point, if you look at it from that standpoint. So actually, isn't it smart to buy LeBron base cards now?
In 2030, we're not going to be getting current LeBron cards.
Yes.
Unless he's playing. But you will get, like in Good Win Champions, him in like a white T-shirt.
Yeah, him stepping out the shower.
That's true.
Signature
So maybe it is
Buy every LeBron Revolution you can get and get it graded.
and grade how many of them were there?
There was like 300 of them.
Grade 300 of them.
That's nuts.
How much I got one? I'm gonna go back and buy that.
I know. I think it was like $90. I mean, they had dropped, but I still am not gonna buy cards second, third. I don't care. I'm only buying rookie cards. I don't want to mess with.
Going with the rookie is a smart idea always in the hobby, but for somebody like LeBron, who Panini can't make base cards of when he retires, like there's guys they can keep making base cards of, right? Like unless just veterans.
Well, I think they have to sign them individually. Like Fat Lever has to say yes, I want to be on a card.
Yeah,
or
but
like
they're not
John
going to be able
Stockton.
to because
he does.
Keep that license
He
forever.
does.
Fat Lever's like, I signed a lifetime contract for my cards.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
And then obviously Mike Trout is signed by Topps, so you will not see Mike Trout autos in Panini. Now, Panini does have the Players Association license, so you will see Mike Trout cards because he's part of the Players Association, so that's the difference. Panini does not have the MLB license, so you will not see beautiful San Francisco Giants logos on cards. It'll just say San Francisco, and they'll airbrush all the logos out. So they could use Trout. They could use Trout relics. They could use Trout cleats, jerseys if they've purchased those. But there will not be Trout ink on cards. There's a few other guys. I believe Chris Bryant is a Topps exclusive as well, so you will not see Chris Bryant autos. I think Carlos Correa is also a Topps exclusive. There's a few guys that you will not see their autos in Panini baseball products. But yeah, I mean, exclusives suck. But this is a perfect segue into our next topic, which is as of, I think, Thursday, and maybe, Cody, you can lead us into this segment about the NCAA athletes.
Yeah, so huge news. Like this, literally, as we're planning the show, figuring out what we're going to talk about, this drops about an hour before we start. So the NCAA did announce today. I think that it's like technically a temporary rule that's eventually going to become permanent. There's a lot of stuff with national laws versus state laws. There's a whole lot of legislation this has to go through. But starting tomorrow, NCAA athletes can profit off of their name and likeness. And apparently a whole bunch of top athletes, top prospects in the NCAA are ready to announce endorsement deals tomorrow. It's going to have huge repercussions, obviously, for all of sports. But definitely, I think we were kind of speculating before, how is this going to affect the hobby? I think that they're probably, this is just pure speculation. Maybe at the national, we see what Panini, Leaf, Topps, whoever, all the big names, what they have planned and maybe what they've been creating in anticipation for this huge news.
About damn time.
I mean, there's so much things running through my head right now. Like Topps might be able to jump in and make some football cards like now with just out logos, right? You go out and sign each guy individual to a deal, and you can make a set that's, prior to any draft picks. Leaf, obviously, they can come out with pre-draft stuff. what also runs through my mind is Panini going to start making these guys available in like Mosaic Collegiate Draft or Prism Draft? Are we going to have like 4 years of Trevor Lawrence college cards? Like, all these thoughts are running through my head, and I think it's a huge game changer in our hobby. And it'll be interesting to see how this changes things. There might even be another company that pops up because of this. There might be like a company that's like, I'm just going to do like maybe like Classic. Remember Classic back in the day? They came out and they made non-licensed all sports stuff, and it was centered around like collegiate athletes, but it was before they declared for the draft, right? You had Shaq signing for Classics in 1991 or 92. So this is crazy. I mean, it really is. I mean, you're going to see, like Trevor Lawrence types drinking Sprite on your TV, right? Like while they're still in college. You're also going to have basketball players staying in college maybe now. Like we were talking about it, Cody had brought a good point about like Duke, right? See, instead of being like a one and done like a Jason Tatum, he might be making, 200, 300, 400K while he's in college. He's like, hey, I'm going to ride this thing out, season my game up a little bit, make some money now. Because before it's like you played 1 year, you ain't making money, so you're like, I'm good enough to make money.
You got to leave to make money.
Right.
Before.
So that almost dissolves like the G League scenario, but you can also point out that the G League maybe forced the hand of the colleges, right, Cody? What do you think? The G League kind of was the pioneers to this situation.
Yeah, I think, the face of the NBA draft is going to completely change where players, we see like there's 2 guys who are probably going to go in the top 10 who were G League guys, opted out of it. LaMelo, obviously. Like, I feel like that whole scenario is gone. I think if we're just talking about the level of play, I feel like this is going to be incredibly good for college sports. Players are going to be encouraged to stay longer. It's like a guy who maybe will be maybe a second-round pick in the NBA draft. It's like, do I forego my last 2-3 years of college to go to the NBA, or do I stay 3 more years and I could still make money here? I could be the best player on my team right now. It's going to be crazy to see what happens here in the next few years, and I'm really interested to see. I feel like we're going to see at least a few players tomorrow maybe announce some exclusivity deals with some of the trading card companies. Maybe that's just some wishful thinking that we
Leaf
get something else to talk about.
Oh, yeah, he's
I
already
think it's
called
going to be
on it,
something
bro.
big. Yeah.
Doesn't have to hide it anymore. Now you can just be like, I'm gonna sign you, and I don't have to like not be in the hotel and to put cash in a
Hey, the
in a
one
safe in a room.
very small simple thing though. Like, so are these kids gonna be able to profit like how colleges sells their jerseys? Like
I think they're gonna.
I think
they're gonna get royalty off of that, like in the NFL. Like,
I think that was the reason why you would see jerseys. Like you'd see somebody wearing a jersey without a name on it. I think they're going to be able to put the name on it now. Because you'd see like Stanford 12, it wouldn't say Luck on it. It was sold at Stanford.
Remember those old NCAA football games by EA, and it will just have their number,
right?
And it doesn't say the player name.
I specifically remember that, and the Fab Five sticks out at me for people that needed to get paid. But like there was a big movement, at least around here, that would wear Michigan football jerseys a lot because I think it was they were just good looking jerseys, but they would never have a number on it. It would be like the Charles Woodson number, but it wasn't Charles Woodson.
It was also an era where people wore the correct size clothes.
You realize slightly bigger and baggier. But I mean, like if we reverse this and this happened in 2016, like say this happened in 2016, would we have 4 years of Trevor Lawrence rookie in 17? Trevor Lawrence rookie in 18, Trevor Lawrence rookie in 19, Trevor Lawrence rookie in 20, and then how much is too much, right? I mean, can you trot out a guy every year, or are these guys going to wait for their senior year to make a card of them? I mean, like, at what are you going to have level 4? Like, this is his first rookie.
Trevor Lawrence is that one example, though. As a freshman, he was lighting it up. Generally, at that position in college, freshmen don't usually light it up.
Well,
it's usually their sophomore year, junior year, where they really either become the starter and get the Heisman consideration and whatnot. But very rarely you see a freshman come out and they're just like, I'm taking this team over.
We talk about Bowman. Like Bowman's like 4 years away. Like we're like kind of going into the Bowman era with possibly football and basketball here if this turns out the way that it possibly could. And then you got to worry about, I think Panini's not stoked on this. I think they would probably be happier the way that it was, because now you have companies that are going to possibly threaten exclusives and show these guys some money beforehand. So that's another thing I didn't realize, because we know that some of these 5th and 6th rounders are getting X amount, like they're getting $2 or $3 or whatever. Like, let's just say they're not making that much. They may be getting more while they're playing, and then Panini might be like, well, we pay this normally, and they're going to be like, this guy was giving me 50 in auto. Like, why are you giving me 3?
This might be the start of what we remember. Like, growing up, there was like 50 different card brands. We might see that again.
Yeah.
There might be 50. I mean, anybody can make a trading card.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody could use license and logos and whatnot, but everybody could make a trading card.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and just imagine if a guy like and then CJ in the chat mentioned this could be really good. It could be better than the NBA because college sports has lost its luster. You could have guys that are just making so much money and they're just beloved for their team that they stay all 4 years and they become so legendary that they are able to just make millions and millions and millions of dollars off of their name just based on their college career.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
But, yeah, I mean, on the card side of things, we'll see how they handle it. And I was even saying, like, from off air for, like, group breaks, what if they, like, did 2021, like, collegiate, and they had active and then non-active players, like, mixed in, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you have to have, like, a non-sport spot.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. For football, in the near term, I see something like a Bowman type situation panning out, right? Basketball, we'll see. I do see the incentive for like maybe some guys to like want to stay, and then they're making great money and they can finish college, and they could be the best player on the team like you were saying. But some guys are just so good, they just want to prove that they're the best. They just want to get into the NBA.
And these guys aren't getting like salaries or anything. Like they only can make money by making an endorsement deal, or like, which is why it's probably going to profit like players who play at Duke basketball or Alabama football. Like probably most of the money they're going to make is like, doing a commercial for like a local car dealership
right,
in Alabama.
Yeah.
Like that's how they're going to make the money. So yeah, you're right. The guys who are supremely talented, like you can't miss prospects, are still going to probably forego here and there. But it's probably those middle of the road guys that you're really going to benefit the most.
But football, because like what Dan was saying, how they don't become starters and stars until maybe their sophomore or junior year. I could see like 4 years out, they're freshmen. They do have some, they have been scouted since they were in middle school or even younger. Like they could have like their first Bowman as a freshman, right? So that'll be interesting. I could see that happening for sure.
Or even
right
like
away.
you just mentioned, like from not even from a card aspect, but like say you're like, I don't know, you say you play for Alabama and you're like the 6th best player on the team. You ain't gonna be able to get Pepsi to give you an endorsement, but you might be able to go to like Ford, some Ford dealership in your town and get paid a couple $100 to be like, hey, it's this like Jerry Jeudy from Alabama, he's gonna be here like signing, and if you buy a car, he'll maybe so like you can make money that like even on a smaller scale, it's gonna give these guys opportunities to make some money while they're in college, because sometimes these guys come from families and stuff like that they don't have money, and they got the scholarship, but maybe their family can't afford things, and they're able to like do these kind of things to pay for their family, pay for their back home or whatever what they're doing, and they don't have to worry about that as well. Yeah, they have to worry about their family struggling.
Yep, so. And the sad part we've been hearing about for forever is that some of them can't even afford to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you kind of get rid of these backroom deals where it's like, oh, I'm gonna give your mom an Escalade to like sign here with this agent and blah blah blah. So now it's like completely open. So, man, what are you thinking on the whole subject, Dan?
It's hard to speculate right now. Do I think there's gonna be? I absolutely think there's gonna be some manufacturers who pop up that we've never heard of. Yeah. I think there's gonna be. Maybe on the back end that we're not going to see, but there may be some players getting bid up by other manufacturers for exclusives. I don't know how much it's going to really affect the hobby in general. It's going to affect stuff that the general hobbyist is not going to see, except for, like I said, new products coming up from manufacturers you never heard of.
Right.
But we'll see. If I was Panini and I had the collegiate license, I wouldn't be excited right now.
Yeah.
This doesn't. I don't see how this benefits them.
Yeah, it's going to make it a lot harder for them, especially because players. And I'm not saying that Panini's being deceitful in the way they sign players, but there's a rate that they pay everybody that may be driven up, which may fall back onto us.
And it could fall back on us, but it's something that we're not going to know. Like, we're not going to know. We speculate on what players get paid based on their draft position. But if a player is like a freshman who's performing, we're never gonna be able to know exactly what they're getting paid per auto.
Right. But that could also open up on the negative way of things too, where like normally these kids don't have to make decisions until they're like 22, 23 when they're in the draft, right? On how much they want to get paid. Now they're going to be offered money when they're 18. And, you as an 18-year-old and you as a 21-year-old is a significant difference, especially if you don't have representation and somebody's like, I'm going to give you $5,000 for a lifetime contract of autos. And they're like, yeah, that's $5,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't.
You hope that doesn't happen, but there's people going to be trying to do that.
I don't think that is going to happen. I think you're going to see a lot of year-to-year exclusive autograph deals. But again, I don't know how much we're going to see the change. I don't know how much the average collector is going to see a change, except for maybe there's a college that you follow and they have a sophomore that is tearing it up as a quarterback. Well, you're not going to have to wait until they get drafted to see a card or an autograph.
Let me ask you a question. Do you see a situation where possibly one day a guy's first Bowman, his freshman year auto, is the sought after card, and it doesn't matter what company is producing it?
Are we talking about baseball?
No, football.
Football.
Like not necessarily Bowman, but something similar, right? Because something's gonna pop up
I think in order to really carry the market value, it has to have the logos on it, and you're not, these companies that are going to pop up and they're going to sign 3 or 4 players from a certain school,
right?
And they're going to do these runs of cards. They're going to have to airbrush all the logos out. They're not going to be able to have the collegiate logo.
It's gonna be like Sage or Leaf.
Yeah. So I don't think. I think those will have a significant value for a certain time frame. But if that player ends up getting drafted and they go to their pro team, the pro card is still going to be the card that you're going to want.
Yeah. I know, but you could you have a couple years of maybe if you're playing that flip game, with those cards right before the guy gets drafted. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all of this. What these card companies do. I mean, you got to think that Brian's on the phone with every major school's quarterback, right? He's got Alabama's quarterback he's trying to get a hold of. He's got UCLA. I mean, you got to figure that's where you start, right? You're going to pick all the biggest schools and try to get those names to sign deals with you now that they can. Now, I don't know if there's clear words and what if you look at the kids, because baseball, you get signed out of high school. Are they allowed to sign autographs?
I mean, the other thing you think of, and you're like, this is going to be just another distraction for a lot of these players, though. That was the whole thing about being a collegiate amateur athlete, is that your job is to go to school and play sports. Yeah. Now you're going to have.
But it's mostly just to play sports.
But but depending on the school, now you hire an agent. You're working out endorsement deals. Now you have appearance you have to make over here. You have to go do a signing over here. So you're either not going to be putting in the work to perform on the field, or you're not going to be putting in the work to perform in the classroom.
Yeah.
Now, CJ says, doesn't it make pro sports more competitive as well, instead of a bunch of young heads, immature in the pros and not taking care of their bodies, partying, and ending up being a bust because of the life? Well, they actually might become a bust earlier. I mean, here's the situation, right? You're in college, and somebody gives you $200,000. You're like, I'm going to go to Vegas, and then you don't make your next game. I mean, so there's that. I guess there's that for the – I mean, immaturity is going to be immaturity, I guess, at any level, right? If somebody gives, like Kyler Murray $200,000, he's probably a guy that's like, cool, I'm going to stay course, and do this quarterback and play baseball when I'm in college, right? But, like, maybe a guy like – what's the guy, Sale for the Rays? Remember the Sale back in the day? Josh Sale, who did a lot of partying. He may have not made it to – the Rays because he would have just been partying early because he would have had some money. I don't know if it's better for a guy to have money at 21 or a guy to have some money at 18.
I mean, I think it's easy to say that college basketball and college football is going to be really where this is going to come into effect.
Yeah.
I don't know, except for maybe like Vanderbilt or something like that. College baseball still like –
yeah.
I love watching the College World Series, but I don't know if like majority of baseball fans like watching the College World Series.
There's several people. I mean, your mustache is trending in the chat at this point.
First, it's a goatee.
Yeah,
it's a goatee.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about just doing the mustache. I don't know, but I need to rework the facial hair and
the mustache is real popular amongst the Instagram generation.
And that's me.
See it a lot.
And that's me.
Totally a poster child
That's
for
me.
that.
Stash.
Ed says you're asking if you're trying to look like Chuck Norris. Yeah, I mean you might need the cowboy hat.
Chuck Norris.
I think we're like close to the same age. How old's Chuck Norris?
Oh man. Yes, I did say it. So, and then for you guys listening to the audio podcast, we do this live, so we have some people chatting with us. SB asked, did you see the Luka Prism Base PSA 10? It dropped to $750. I actually think I've seen somebody trying to sell it for $650, which might be a pretty solid buy.
And this right here, this is a mask, but I think people are thinking it's like a scarf or like a handkerchief or something.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, whatever.
Dan has a superstar mustache, SB says. Yeah, so I mean, some things to follow. We do have the winner of last week, which U-Dog won the 21 Select Baseball. And then we do have a giveaway for this week. We're going to be giving away a Topps 2021 Baseball Hobby Box. I want you guys to pick who you think is going to win the World Series this year. So, an extra credit for those that put who they think the MVP is going to be this year. But all that is required is to put your pick to win the World Series. There is no extra credit for Giants. I know they are the best team in baseball right now. Well, they're hanging on to that. They're on a 2-game skid now. But just pick. That's going to the Mojobreak Media portion. If you're watching live, don't put it in here now. Put it on our Mojobreak Media video for your chance to win a Topps 2021 baseball. And we are doing more of the Topps Series 2. If you're into that kind of thing, we're doing that on Mojobreak.com. But stay tuned. We got Noir. We were doing more of that. The Mosaic today, the Mosaic Soccer. I don't know if we have any more Impeccable, but we've been doing some of that. We've got lots of stuff going down at Mojobreak.com. I think we're up to like 14 breaks a day now. So there's something for everybody. Go on our site. Our schedule's on the right side if you're on a computer. If you're on mobile, it's on at the bottom. So you're guaranteed. Those breaks are guaranteed, and you know when they're breaking. There's always some crazy stuff going on. We just did a quad case on Monday. C-Rad did a flawless over the weekend. There's always something exciting breaking at Mojobreak.com. We also have MojobreakShop.com for the sealed wax. Great deals. We always do pre-orders way lower than everybody else because we want to give you guys incentive to get in early and save money on these pre-order boxes because we're like, you're giving us your money a little bit early. You're waiting for us to ship the product out, so you might as well save big on those products. So go to MojobreakShop.com for that. And that is it. So just stay tuned for more breaks. We're getting close to episode 197. I hope we see you guys at the National. I want to come back with no shirts. So we're bringing not me personally, but we're giving out free shirts. Just take it off right now.
It's about to be lit in Chicago.
I want to come back with no shirts.
We're bringing 700 of our newly designed shirts. So I don't want to bring any back. I want to give you guys all that. But we're actually going to have incentive for you guys to wear those shirts at the National. We're going to give you a free pack to walk around the National wearing the shirts, and the shirts are the best quality you've ever seen. So
let's go.
But yep, can't wait. C-Rad will be signing autographs like he did last year. The price might have gone up for him to sign those flats. I think you're only doing flats, right? You're not doing jerseys or anything.
Flats only.
Flats only. Okay. Dan, I think you don't even do flats. You only do 3x5 index cards, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll sign whatever you want.
Yeah. So yeah, no shirts.
I'll do it for free. I might pay people. I'll pay them to let me sign. Well, here's $5.
And take a picture.
I really want
Yeah.
to sign my autograph. Save me a shirt. Everybody said no shirts. I'm pumped to see that. Oh yeah, I mean I'll get my best Genuine impression. Is that what you're saying, Ed? I have sang that song in my lifetime before, a couple times. But all right, guys. Well, that is it for today's hype. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate all the subscribers on our podcast. I mean, there's so many downloads that we're seeing every week, and people coming in and saying how much they love the show, and that means a lot to us, guys. That's why we do this every week. Every Wednesday we do this show. And we're glad that you guys are listening, and that's the reason we do it. That's the reason we come back here every week to talk about stuff that we love and to entertain you guys. So I'm glad you guys are entertained, and I'm glad you guys are commenting on that stuff. So we'll see you guys next week on The Hype, but check out mojobreak.com feed for more breaks. Peace out, guys.